In the last video, we covered how to become a liquidity provider. Now let's talk about the part everyone cares about, how to estimate your earnings from an AMM pool and what really affects those returns. BitGW's Help Center actually explains the full AMM calculation formula. I read through it, and honestly, it's pretty detailed. But here's the good news. You don't actually need the full formula to estimate your earnings. There's a much easier way. Just go to the liquidity pool page. Most of the time, you only need to look at three numbers. First, the total amount of tokens in the pool. Second, your share of that liquidity. And third, the AMM management fee charged at different VIP levels. Once you understand these three, estimating your returns becomes much easier. Let's head to the AMM main page. Here, you can see all the available liquidity pools. Basically, each pool works like a fast exchange market. Every time someone swaps USDT for BTC or swaps BTC for USDT, the system charges a small trading fee. And here's the key part. Those fees don't all go to the exchange. Instead, they're counted as part of the pool's earnings and distributed to liquidity providers, the LPs. On this page, you'll usually see the name of the liquidity pool, the total amount of liquidity in the pool, the projected 30-day return rate. These numbers give you a quick idea of how big the pool is and its current earning potential. Every liquidity provider gets a portion of the trading fees based on how much liquidity they contributed to the pool. Unlike a traditional dual token AMM pool, this is a single-sided liquidity pool, so your share is based on the token amount in the pool, not the combined market value of two assets. Let's look at a simple example. Say the pool originally has 500 USDT in total liquidity, and I add 200 USDT to the pool. Now the total liquidity becomes 700 USDT. So my share of the pool is 200 divided by 700, approximately 28.6%. That means I own about 28.6% of the pool. So if the pool generates 100 USDT in trading fees, my portion would be approximately 100 times 28.6%, approximately 28.6 USDT. A simple way to think about it is this. A liquidity pool works a bit like a company, and your liquidity share is like owning shares in that company. The more shares you own, the more dividends you receive. So once you understand how to calculate your share, it becomes much easier to understand how AMM earnings are distributed. For example, right now I've added 200 USDT into the USDT BTC pool. Current total amount of tokens in the USDT BTC pool is 942,863 USDT. Then my share would be 200 divided by 942,963 equals 0.00000212%. It looks like a really small number, but the calculation itself is still completely correct. We already know that liquidity share matters. The bigger your share of the pool, the bigger portion of the trading fees you receive. But here's something important. If two users have the exact same liquidity share, their earnings can still be different. Why? Because the platform VIP level can also affect your hourly returns. Every hour, a lot of trades happen inside the pool, and every single trade generates a small transaction fee. Over time, those fees add up. Then they're distributed to liquidity providers every hour based on their share of the pool. That's why you'll see your earnings update regularly. On the liquidity pool earnings details page, we can see the following for 10 p.m. on March 9th, 2026. Earnings: 0.03578,448 USDT. Fee: 0.012524568 USDT. Net earnings: 0.023259912 USDT. These numbers show the portion of the pool's earnings allocated to me during that period, based on my share of liquidity in the pool and the actual net earnings I receive after the VIP fee is applied. And one important thing to remember, The amount we receive isn't 100% of the profit. That's because the platform deducts an AMM management fee from your earnings, and that fee depends on the account's VIP level. Then I check the account details page, and this account is currently VIP 1. The AMM management fee varies by VIP level. VIP 1 users have a 35% fee, VIP 2 users 25%, and VIP 3 users 17%. Let's look at a simple example. If the liquidity pool generates $100 allocated to me, a VIP 1 user would receive $65. A VIP 2 user would receive $75. A VIP 3 user would receive $83. So the takeaway is simple. The higher VIP level, the lower the platform fee, and the higher your actual hourly AMM earnings. So that's the basic idea of how AMM pool earnings work. Now you know how to estimate your returns and what actually affects your hourly profits. But before you add more liquidity, there's something you definitely need to understand: the risks behind AMM pools. In the next video, I'll break down the hidden risks behind these stable returns and how to remove liquidity and withdraw your funds back to your bank account. Follow me, make sure you don't miss that one.